this meeting. Order, welcome to the town of Farmington, zoning board of appeals meeting. Come on.
Yeah, it's recording.
Stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You good, Ron?
Yes.
This is the zoning board of appeals members. To my left is Tom Legg, Joey Billings. To my right is Todd Wilson, Joey Cochran. My name is Tom York. The town staff today is Ron Brand, Director of Development, and Paul Russell, clerk of the board.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
the code officer was planning on being here. Unfortunately, he got called out to House Fire tonight over on Hook Road across from Station 2. So they didn't have their articles. But he didn't think he'd be back in time because he doesn't know what he's getting into.
Yep, okay. All right, we have two emergency exits, one that came in and one to the audience's right. This meeting will be conducted according to the rules of procedure. The zoning board of appeals adopted on January 22nd, 2024. Next, I would like to have a motion for approving the previous submitted minutes
I'll make a motion.
by Kelly,
I'll second.
second by Tom. All in favor? There was no legal notice published for tonight's agenda, ZB 0301-24, Fowler Family Trust, as this public hearing was continued to tonight's meeting from the June 24th, 2024 meeting. There also is no new application for tonight's meeting that would have otherwise required publishing, posting, and giving public notice thereof.
I'll have a blue whale.
Bomb pop.
One dipped in chocolate. Okay, so we will continue the public hearing for ZB 0301-24 Fowler Family Trust, 6176 Hunter Drive, Farmington, New York, 14425. The applicant is requesting an area variance to the provisions contained within Chapter 165, Schedule 1, Attachment 1 of the Farmington Town Code. The applicant wishes to create a third lot that would have a minimum lot width of 22 feet. Town Code requires a minimum lot width of 125 feet. The proposed lot would be part of a proposed re-subdivision of lot number R5-A. The tax ID number of 2913-1-5.100. Lot number R5-B with a tax ID number 29.13-1-5-200. Of Pheasant Crossing subdivision. These three proposed lots would be located along the west side of Pheasant Crossing and within the Pheasant Crossing subdivision tract. All lots are zoned RS-25 residential spur. So, the floor is yours. State your name and address. You want to speak?
6176 Hunters Drive in Farmington.
The floor is yours.
Well, we saw the resolution and we're fine with the resolution and ready to move on. I believe Ron talked to Jerry today and those two are happy with the resolution, from what I understand.
I'm happy with it. I wrote it.
Okay. With that said, staff comments?
Yeah, I did have a conversation with the attorney, Mr. Kurt from Evans and Fox, and he in his email at 5:30 tonight says that, as a result of our conversation earlier today, and as we discussed, I have reviewed the resolution for tonight's ZBA meeting and have no objection to the same. I will present on the applicant's behalf at the September 23rd meeting. Here,
Okay,
the square.
right. Any comments from people online? See, we have one person. Hearing none?
Do you need to unmute her though?
She mutes herself.
Yeah, she should be able to unmute herself if she wants to speak.
So nobody here muted her, right?
Okay. We're good with that. Any questions or comments from the board members?
Start.
Yeah, this is your turn.
Okay. So we got the letter from the planning board that Ed Hedminger signed, and in it, there's a lot of conditions, like if we were to approve the variance, different things we could propose to do to mitigate impacts. I guess my question is, how enforceable are these over the long term? Like we talk about not clear cutting trees on 3 different properties, we talk about, R5-C not to be cleared of trees and not to be maintained as a lawn area. We have all these different stipulations, but how do we enforce this over the long term? I mean, if say, 2 people buy the side lots, Mr. Fowler, or whomever owns the back lot, they understand this perhaps when they first buy the lots, but if, once the ownership changes over, how would you enforce these things?
Well, those conditions should be on a final re-subdivision plat map.
Okay.
And anybody that hires an attorney that's worth their weight in gold should be informed of those, whatever conditions there are in place.
So say they're not informed, and then like say the person that owns one of the front lots decides to cut all the trees down.
Well, there's not that many trees on the front 2 parcels.
I
Okay,
would guess maybe 6.
yeah, it's, that tree line is basically the front of lot C, the widening out part, right?
So I guess even so, the question could still be whoever owns the back lot, if they are not aware that these are conditions on their property. And they go ahead and, go against these conditions, is there any repercussion for that?
Well, I think it's gonna be carefully watched by neighbors. I think it'll be something that when it comes time for any kind of permits, the town will get involved, and hopefully the code officers will do their due diligence to check the records to see what constraints, if any, exist on the property.
Piggyback on that real quick, what about like the dead trees?
Well, the dead trees, if they want to leave them there, that's up to the owner. But if there are trees that die off, then they're to be replaced. I think that was one of the conditions the planning board wanted there.
Supposedly replaced by 4-inch diameter trees, I believe.
Yeah,
8 foot. Yeah. But there's really not that many trees. When I cleared the property for the weeds and the brush and that type of stuff, it didn't leave many mature trees left. I mean,
unlocked.
that property was originally leveled to be a home lot. And the only stuff that was on that piece of property is anything that grew up in the last 25 years. So it was just basically brush, crap trees, if you want to call it. There was really nothing there that was worth anything. Even the trees that are there now are scrub trees. Not like they're oak or maple or something like that. They're just.
So we're Ron saying the tree line is the front lot of the lot C. Scrub tree line,
Yes, and that's, like I said, there's probably not more than 6 trees.
so that third house would be behind a bunch of scrub trees.
Or, well. I'm not committing. But I'm telling you, I'm putting up a hedgerow the entire 300 feet of green giant arborvitaes to separate properties.
Both sides of
Gotta be straight across the back 2 lots, the full,
So not along the driveways.
not along the driveway,
Just.
the back of lots A and B. So the only thing you'll see is the 20-foot
Opening.
opening with probably a 14-foot driveway. I'm not gonna go for double. Now you'll just see green giant arborvitae's, I'll plant them probably 4 to 5 foot, and they grow 2 to 3 feet a year. So it won't be too long before you're not even gonna see the house.
The other questions from the board?
You know, we asked this earlier, just before the meeting got started, but what about the side setback for the district? You said you'd look it up, or Dan could look it up.
Yeah, it's online
Okay.
on their website. I don't wanna, well, maybe,
No, you don't have to, it's not.
let's see, maybe I got it here. 15 feet.
So with this draft resolution, if we have questions between now and September, we just ask them if we wanted any other information ahead of time or.
If you think, once I complete the draft resolutions and they're distributed, okay, for you to look at and react to, then they should be not changed until the night of the meeting. So that you,
Well, yeah, I wasn't doing it that way. It's
No.
just additional information.
if you think there's something additional between now and next week, let me know, because
That was gonna be my next question. When do you think you'll have them ready?
well, let me just say this, Friday afternoon at 5:30, I find out whether I'm going to be on jury duty. And if I'm one of the lucky ones, I don't know. But so far, I've been lucky of not having to serve because of my past history.
But we'll have probably at least a couple of weeks to review.
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
What's your past history so I can get out of something?
Just your car too.
Mine's always. Young. Sides of the road, it's always good to get out. Where they hear that, I'm done.
Okay, so any other comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, okay, so we do have draft resolution of adjournment and continuation of the public hearings upon the request of area variance for the proposed lots R5 C of the Fowler Family Trust re-subdivision. Has everyone read this draft resolution?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave. Okay, hearing nothing. Can I have a motion to accept this as submitted by the town staff?
I'll make a motion to accept this, it's,
Submitted staff. Okay, do I have a second? Motion by Todd,
I'll second.
second by Jody, roll call vote.
Ellie? Aye. Todd?
aye.
Chairman George?
Aye.
Jody?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Okay, this public hearing will continue September 23rd. Okay. Other board matters?
Like, couple of things, one I can report on, and that is they are really making headway now with sidewalks, getting them installed. They're installing the foundation now for the pedestrian bridge. They got the design approval, and it's only going to take 24 weeks. Maybe, with good luck.
The County Road 41 one.
Yeah. when that does arrive, they'll just pick it up on a crane and put it over and set it down. And it'll be a exciting thing to see. If you've not seen it before, it's kind of neat. And then they're going to be restoring all the driveways and landscaping along the roads and everything. There's just a few things left to catch up. Hines Concrete probably will be done this week. And then it's restoration time. Finishing the bridges. They do have to redesign the trail connection between the sidewalk on 41 and the Auburn Trail over there next to, because of some errors that were made in designing it in the first place. So those are being worked on now. We'll have an answer for that. We do have news from Mr. Walt Baker, ESB Engineering, that there's a contract that's been signed or is being signed between A&M, A&D Real Estate Development, Ackerman and DePrima, and Ryan Holmes. Ryan Holmes is purchasing the remaining 3 sections of Monarch Manor, and we'll be doing them all at once. And then we're working with Farmbrook and Addicts Landing on electrical and gas supplies for their projects. Finally, I think I may have said that we are still waiting for word on the expansion of the Tops Plaza Farmington Market Center. Well, nothing's changed. We're still waiting.
There was a meeting at the bank about that.
Did you?
They gonna do by
When,
28 maybe?
I don't know, when Frank shows up in my lobby. And I saw who Ange was for the first time.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to move that project along, shall we say. I did talk with Chauncey Malloy from Castro Associates, and he's starting work on preparing the preliminary drawings for the Whitestone project over there on 332 and 41. Sky Solar got a negative declaration last week at the planning board meeting, and I have drafted 2 special use permit resolutions. One 54 pages and the other one 52 pages. So you think I'm bad with you guys? But those will be going out tomorrow, hopefully. And the only other thing that Dan wanted me to give you is that there is going to be some activity next month. We're going to have a temporary use permit for the Beretta's excavation operation barn and facilities up there, State Street. And there's another area variance coming in for a food pantry for the church up there in Pumpkin Hook on Church Street. They want to put it out in a more secure area where it's more visible instead of behind the buildings. We'll see that. And then there was another one that involved some kind of addition to a house. I forget exactly what it was. I saw him for the first time today and went over them with Dan. So some of them have to go to the county, some don't. But they'll still be back in time for your 23rd meeting. So you'll have Mr. Fowler, and there'll be some other applications that night.
Sounds like.
Yeah, I think there's 3, but I don't remember what the third one is.
Busy night.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's one issue in the resolution that I have a question on. I don't know if I should be asking personally or if I should ask the board.
Say again?
Was one issue in that resolution that I was gonna talk to you about tonight. I don't know if we should talk about that tonight or in front of the board.
Public hearing is closed. so-
Okay, so I can just ask you the question.
Yeah,
There's an issue on there about the footprint. And you and Jared decided that that really didn't fit.
well, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So that was the Director of Development and Code Officer update all in one.
All in one,
And so we do have a meeting September 23rd. Okay, so I have a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Kelly, second
I'll second.
by Tom, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.